Hello, in this video I'm walking you through my daily media round. I created two maps. One is a physical footprint and the second one is a digital one. That is because due to COVID-19 and babysitting in the past year, most of my time has spent indoors in this area of my home, my living room and my dining room, in front of my computer while I'm babysitting. I don't get to go out a lot as usual, but I do have a lot of activities in this 10-kilometer circle near my home. So that's why I have a physical footprint which has a lot of outdoor areas to cover, and I also have a digital footprint where I spend actually 80% of my time while I'm awake at home. So I'll guide you through these two maps. The first one is around my home. This is a picture from my window. As you can see, this is a very populated neighborhood. A lot of people live in this area. This is a school, I believe, and of the local community. And also this is a local park, and there's a river flowing across this area. So these are bridges across the river. I enjoy this neighborhood a lot because it has everything that has to offer. And this is my technology hotspot. Actually, it's a burning spot because I do everything here. I take courses, I connect with my friends, and I search for news, and I go onto social media. Almost all my activities in the day are spent in front of this screen. This is the family technology hotspot where we sometimes we use this screen here. We don't have a TV because no one in my family watches TV, but we do play Switch, and we also watch videos on YouTube, and sometimes I project my computer screen here to do some reading. But most of the time we have been spending on this mat with my baby, playing Lego and playing some other toys. This is another technology hotspot where I get to do most of my homework when the baby is asleep. So the learning that took place in this area is that. So I'll share my digital footprint right now as well. The learning that took place is that in this area I follow a schedule and the activities of graduate study. So most of the time I am actually doing graduate study, although sometimes I'm on social media and sometimes I browse the news, and but most of the time I spend is on visiting Canvas, watching videos by our instructors, doing readings. Although it is flagged by my computer as offline, I'm actually reading the papers on my iPad. So this is also another significant online time. And sometimes I do annotated bibliographies with other people. I share these documents via Google Docs, and sometimes we do it through Hypothesis. And also I use the teamwork app, Slack, to work together with my classmates, and I also spend some time on the writing app when I'm writing papers, and the file management app such as Mentally to sort out all my papers. So actually a lot of time I spend online has been spending on graduate study. Although this graduate study is carried out in a remote and online form, but my perception is that this learning is taken place in a classroom-like environment. So this watching videos is like a lecture. Reading course materials is very much like the traditional classroom activity. Writing essays and discussing on the online platform is not as much as the traditional way of discussion, but it's still organized in a way that very much like the traditional classroom. So here I'm learning to become a learning scientist, and in this context I'm a novice in this field, of course, and the nature of participation on one hand is classroom participation. Although it is online, it is on Zoom, it is still very much like this classroom environment. And on the other hand, as I see academia as a community of practice, so I think the other some other activities I participated in is the legitimate peripheral participation, where I work very hard to become an old timer of this community of practice. Right, and the other part of my life, besides this online participation of graduate study, is the other part of is about being a mom, being a parent, and another identity of mine is being a runner in my community. I used to run marathons in different cities, but due to COVID, a lot of marathons are cancelled and I don't get to travel a lot. So I actually become a runner within this community, and every time I run, I learn more about this community. So the part of learning to be a mom, I think I'm going to skip this part. I have written my reflections here in my website, but I would like to highlight my identity as a runner, because I think this is a very interesting topic to talk about, and also this is a very significant amount. There's a very significant amount of time that I spend outdoors, and also it is also a technology hotspot. So this is the picture of the park near my home. There's a playground, there's this beautiful scenery, and there's this running route. I can get to run with my dog and sometimes with my baby. But no matter where I run, no matter which environment I'm in, I'm actually on I'm simultaneously on a virtual environment of running. I use my Apple Watch to track my running. So there's this GPS tracking app that can track my run, and then it can sync all my runs on my phone, where I install 3 running apps. These running apps not only help me to track and record my running, like how much I run, which route I run, like how fast I run, my cardio level. Besides these features, all this app has another feature that is social networking. So runners around the world, the 3 apps I used, the first one is Nike Running. Nike Running has runners around the world, and the other 2 are used by runners inside China. And when I'm using these running apps, I am not only running by myself, I'm actually running in a community where people share their runs, people share their running routes, as well as the pictures they took during their run. Like all these pictures I took, some of them I took during taking my baby outside, and some of these pictures I took during my run. For example, this one. So I upload these pictures on this runners community, so that people can see where I run, what is the natural environment or the built environment I'm running in, what is the weather like. Accompany with my running data, they get to see like how large these areas are. So knowledge like this was shared with other people, with other runners in other parts of the world. So to me, this is a very valuable learning experience. I used to think this as a very valuable experience until I took this course. I realized it as a valuable learning experience, even though I think I have no more to explore as a learning experience. But the learning that took place is what I just mentioned. It helps me to read the place, just as the youth who rides a bike in the Mobile City Science project. The youth read their neighborhood on a bike. I read my neighborhood on foot. I used to read other cities when I'm traveling, and now when my mobility have been restricted, I get a lot of chances to read my neighborhood on foot. I learn about the weather, I learn about the geography, I learn about the natural and built environments, and I also get to learn about the people. So when I visit different places, when I'm running, you get to say hi to people and you get to observe the people. Like, are they friendly? Are they in a rush? What the old people are doing, what the kids are doing, what the young people are doing. And it tells you a lot about this place. And I also get to know some history about a place as well. So if I now, due to COVID, I have been carrying out these activities inside my community. And I think there's much more to learn about this community. As you can see here, I have several running routes. Forest Park, this area is a less populated area, and there's a little hill here. So what happened here? What's the history? This is the Scholars Lake. So this is an area where you can see there are not many buildings, but in 3 to 5 years, there will be lots of buildings and lots of people living here, because it is going. You can see the buildings over here is being built. So there is going to be a new. This is a new subway station being built. So you can foresee that in 3 to 5 years time, there will be a new city center built around here. So what is going to change and what is going to remain the same? I think there are a lot to discover here. So this is this is something I want to share with my physical footprints. So you're welcome to visit my website and look into detail about my maps and read some of my reflections. And you are very welcome to leave your footprints here. And that's all of my presentation. Thank you very much.